Welcome. We are turning to the topic of the airport, and I want to welcome His Excellency and David Nelson. We're going to have to get him a clicker, and maybe that's coming up. We have all kind of witnessed the beauty and kind of extravagance of the airport coming in.
What's this for?
But there are plans for its expansion. And His Excellency is going to take us through some of what those plans are, and David Nelson is representing here from Foster Architecture to kind of talk about some of what implementing that means. So, Your Excellency, it's yours.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As always, before I go to the subject, I want to show off my airline. So let me very quickly go over what we have done. We started just around 18 years ago as a humble regional carrier with a fleet of 5 vintage aeroplanes. And today, we have gone to great heights. We are operating a mixed fleet of Boeing and Airbus airplanes, and with over 175 aircraft, with the average fleet age of under 5 years, being the youngest fleet that is flying in the air today. And we get a new aircraft delivery on an average every 9 days, and we have over $70 billion worth of airplanes on order at catalog prices. And of course, as people know me, I never pay catalog price. I am a very, very tough negotiator and never will accept any discount. Well, I cannot then divulge the real price of the aeroplane, so I better not talk about it any longer. We have a global reach. We operate to all the 6 continents around the world from our hub in Doha. We are really the brand ambassador for my beloved country. We are also the first airliner to launch the Airbus A350, and as a matter of fact, the Airbus A350 was developed on the back of Qatar Airways order, and Qatar Airways played a pivotal role in speccing the airplane. Today, it is the most fuel efficient, quiet, and very low emission, CO2 emission airplane that is flying today. Just to give you a brief view of the interior of the airplane, starting with economy class, you can see the luxuries we provide, even to our economy class passengers, which is really the highest volume of people we carry. This is the interiors of a business class, including the activity area that we have in the center of the airplane where passengers can socialize on long-haul flights. Now coming to the subject for which I'm here, to talk to you about Hamad International Airport, our hub in the country. When we decided on this, the development of this airport, it was a very clear direction to me by His Highness the Father Emir that he will not settle for anything except the best. And I'm very proud to say in the operation of only under 2 years that we have already twice been voted the best airport in the Middle East. That is not any satisfaction for me, because we want to be the best in the world, not only in the Middle East. Already last year, we have exceeded the design capacity by 1 million passengers. There was a throughput of nearly 31 million passengers by December 2015. This airport is designed, this is the only greenfield airport that has been built today. And I don't think there is any greenfield airport on plans by any country today. It is also very satisfying to know that for the last 20 years, they are still debating to build a runway at Heathrow, and it will take another 20 years to build that runway, whilst we already, in 8 years, built a world-class airport, the area of which is nearly 1.5 times larger than Heathrow. What we have done is, as an airline, because we spec'd and we supervised the building of this, we chose all the amenities in the terminal building, including all the construction materials and design finishes, including furniture. This is the first airport ever built by an airline with complete passenger comfort in mind. And we are also an airport that has the shortest connection time in the world. Previously, the shortest connection time of an airport was 35 minutes, and this was at Munich. And we have surpassed that by minimum connection time of only 30 minutes at Hamad International, including transferring your bags. I'm sure people who have used Charles de Gaulle must have had a very nice experience of 50% of the time losing your bags when you're connecting. And we have exceeded actually 30 minutes by even connecting passengers within 25 minutes with their baggage. We also made sure that when we access the airport, that it really gives a brand of our country. So you can see that it is the best approach of any building in the country with water features and, of course, a lagoon and the garden, the lush gardens that you see when you are accessing the airport. Well, going back, the reason that drop is in the center of the building to the approach, which is, of course, the mosque. The reason the mosque was decided to be round in order for it to fit symmetrically, perfectly, in the design of the building. And this is the only mosque in the world that is completely built with glass. This is, of course, most of you have already seen the approaches, is very picturesque and very soothing for passengers. Then we went to the interior. This is an airport that really gives you a very personalized welcome when you are traveling, regardless if it is in economic class or in business class or in first class. So we made sure that the highest comfort rating we will give is to our first class passengers with individual seating and, of course, very personalized check-in service. And as soon as you pass this check-in areas, you get into immigration and straight into the lounge. So you have the shortest connection between your check-in and to the lounge, the images of which I will give you in a moment. And you can see now, this is the economic class check-in. We have made sure that even the marbles we use that is book matched, so the marble is cut from one large single piece of the rock. And we have also, to give even more high-quality feel to economic class passengers, that every check-in counter across the airport has an LED-lit onyx marble fronting, and a lot of feel of wood and granite and stones. And what is important to note is that we had to purchase the whole quarry of granite in order to supply the same color, same quality of granite right across the terminal building. To make movement within the terminal building, which is over 1.5 kilometers long, from the point you enter till you board, to make passenger convenience, we also put a people mover inside the envelope of the terminal building in order for passengers not to get inconvenienced by going out of the envelope of the building, in order for them then during summer months to face the heat. We have also made maximum use of natural light in the terminal building, and we have, as you can see, the ceiling in the main concourse is out of eucalyptus wood. Well, of course, the credit to put the bear, I will have to put it on Her Highness Sheikh Al Mayasa, because she was very adamant that this central part, attraction to the airport, should be with something really a wow effect. To be very honest, in the beginning, I was very skeptical about it. However, when you look at it now, this has really become an icon for the building. If you are in the airport, you will find that all the transfer passengers are all collected around this bear and taking photographs. So this has really become synonymous with Doha International Airport. And of course, Her Highness has offered to buy back the bear but it will cost a lot more than what we purchased. We have also made it has also made what we have also done in the center, apart from using maximum natural light, we have made it a feel of the duty-free areas as a mall. We didn't want it to feel congested. We wanted to make sure that we are giving a very relaxed atmosphere to the traveling public. What is important to note is that at this airport, when you are there, it has now become a destination. People come specially, checking in 2, 3, 4 hours early to enjoy the amenities in the building. We have also made maximum use of revenue generation. So we have large display areas for, of course, advertisements for which Qatar Airways charges an arm and a leg. As we are the operators of the airport, these are other amenities which no other airport in the world has. We have a 25-meter-long swimming pool, which passengers can use to relax, and this is exactly the reason what I told you people come there for. We have a spa, jacuzzi, steam baths, showers, squash courts, the only airport in the world that has a facility like that. And we also have to tell you that we have a large gym with the latest gym equipment available in any airport. Now coming to the lounges, we have more than 40,000 square meters of lounges for economic class passengers, play areas, amenity areas, activity nodes, and we have world-class facilities for our premium passengers. This is the view of the Al Marjan Lounge, which is a business class lounge. This is the area with a spiral staircase to lead you to the a la carte restaurant, and we have used a lot of water features in the building. And now coming to the first class Al Safa Lounge. This again is really a lounge second to none. I really don't think that another airport of this standard will be built, and I'm sure my colleague from Sir Norman Foster's office will agree to what I'm saying, as they are, of course, a very renowned architectural company. We have used extensively the marbles and stones in the building, in the lounge. We have bedrooms for our passengers, which is a 5-star rated bedroom. We have spa. We have a media room where people can sit quietly and watch large screens of movies or news. We also have full-fledged facilities for restaurants, a la carte dining, specialty food, and etc., including a duty-free facility for first-class passengers, which also has a live-in tailor. So if you buy ready-made clothes that you need fitted out, there is a tailor available on site. Again, here we have used a lot of water features. These are the a la carte dining areas, children's play area, nursery, and family rooms. And I think this is the end of my... I think you have a problem with, because I haven't finished. Well, again, coming back to a lot of sculptures, again selected by Her Highness Sheikh Al Mayasa. You can see the oryx, the activity nodes, again designed by famous sculptors. This is now the expansion of the airport. This is to increase the facility to 70 million passengers from the 30 million design it is today. This facility is being designed by Sir Norman Foster's, and I will allow, of course, my colleague to give you more details about it. We have, again, modified this concourse than the previous concourse. This concourse is 1.5 kilometers long, and it will give a maximum number of contact gates, because we are already getting a lot of complaints from passengers that in a new airport sometimes they are parked remote, but this is because Qatar Airways has over 100 arrivals and departures at any one time. Well, we also have provided an area of 30,000 square meters, which lies between the current concourses and the new concourses. And to this effect, we wanted to have a feel of passengers who are there for a long time getting into the garden. Also, we will be having new duty-free facilities into the same garden feel. Lounges on the upper level of this facility.
I want to just interrupt you one moment, Your Excellency, just because we don't have that much time yet left. And
Well, just give me 1 minute
Okay.
so that I can conclude, as these are the last images. This is the area which is green here, which sits in the middle of concourse D and D and to concourse E. And this area is nearly 30,000 square meters. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I have concluded.
Thank you. That's a lot on your plate, David. Can you talk a little bit about, the challenges of this and how you're going about meeting them?
Well, I think that's a very hard act to follow for anybody. I'm sure you'll agree. I think not in both senses, but I think the key thing is the passenger orientation, thinking about people moving through an airport and what facilities can be provided. And we have to go beyond what's already been included here, and not only in terms of its functioning, the flexibility, the technical parts of the airport. So the Mars gates, for example, allow 2 airplanes to park or 1 airplane to park or connect you to remote stands. All of those things are helping, and the main force is to get people to transfer as fast as possible. There are a lot of other people, of course, that will transfer over a longer period. So 3 to 4 hours in the airport, what can we provide? And that garden space is a central element to it, as is indeed the art, which has not yet been invented or thought about, that will come in and enhance the experience. I think there's about 28 pieces of art in the existing building, and it gives a great opportunity, and we're already thinking about locations where other pieces might be included. And it's very interesting because an airport is very different from a gallery. A gallery, there's a reverence. You go there and you're silent. You don't say things. You're kind of very respectful. And of course, in an airport, that's a very different environment. And the great thing about airports is scale. As the light bear shows, you can have something at really, a big dimension that everybody remembers. And I think it'd be great to think about other opportunities to incorporate that. But also there's a high percentage of people, those people who might be there for 3 or 4 hours. We're trying to give something more than just the experience of duty-free and food and drinking and eating and things like this, and all the other amenities that we have. And the garden space is central to that. It also, you don't have to pay for it. You can sit there, and there's a great tendency in urban planning around the world to be very conscious and separate out those places where you can sit freely and those places where you pay. And I think this gives a great opportunity to push that further.
You've done several other airports. I mean, how would you say this one is different? How does it sort of demand things of you perhaps haven't done before?
I think on the first visit that I made, which was during construction, what really hits you initially is the high specification, particularly with material finishes, and also the focus on the detail of everything that exists there. That's something that's quite unique and quite special. And I agree, I see a lot of airports in the course of my year, and I think that really stood out immensely. I think it is a great challenge. It's a hub. It's a very competitive world, particularly in this region. And we want to attract people to come here. If you live in the north of England and you want to get to Australia, you should come through here. If that's a wonderful experience and something you remember, you'll do it again and you'll tell people about it. And that helps the economics of Qatar, but also of the whole region. And the airport's to the front door. It's the first sign, the first taste of a country is when you land. And it's the last one when you leave. So they are tremendously important parts of cities and of countries.
Your Excellency, I wonder, I mean, most of us think of airports, we try to spend as little time as possible in them. Why do you think it's so important to make it a destination in and of itself, perhaps? And will you come and do New York's airport, please?
Yes, I remember Donald Trump comparing our airport, our old airport, with LaGuardia. So I was very proud. I don't know what he will say when he comes and visits us here if he becomes the president. However, we want people, you see, we are an airline that have short haul and long haul and now ultra long haul. And sometimes people prefer to spend more time on the ground to relax, especially when they're going on ultra long haul flights. So we wanted to provide facility for everybody. And not only for the premium passengers, which you already saw the luxury we are providing, but we also wanted to make sure that the bulk of passengers that we carry are the economy class passengers. So we provide facilities that is really world class and second to none. You will never find at our airport anybody sleeping on the corridors or in the walkways. We have even provided sleeping areas, a very large number of sleeping areas in the airport. We have provided nurseries in the airport. We have provided everything. So we want people really to come and spend the maximum time at the airport. And the more time you spend, the more I can squeeze your wallets, because then you are longer in the duty-free, you are using the restaurants, you are using the other facilities we have at the airport. So by the time you have left Hamad International, your credit card limits is over.
On that note, thank you both, and thank you all. It was good to see you.